MTG, Marjorie Taylor Greene, back on committees. She is now on the Oversight Committee, which is where party leaders in the House place their attack dogs. Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez was put on this committee for, I think they keep her off, committees where there might be more CEOs where she would be questioning them. I think that was strategic by Pelosi, and I think it's strategic here by Kevin McCarthy. However, that means that we'll have to hear more from her, unfortunately. Here she is questioning Gene Dodaro, who's the Comptroller for the Government Accountability Office. And the premise of her questions are just lies. We can break that down. But she's asking him where pandemic relief money went. And you'll never guess what she's most concerned about that money having gone to.
Dodaro, can you tell me how much COVID cash went to CRT?
CRT?
Critical race theory in education. It's a racist curriculum used to teach children that somehow their white skin is not equal to black skin and other
Good
things
definition.
in education.
Good job.
That's my favorite part of CRT.
I do not know that, but I do know that there's provisions that the federal funds generally are not used, are supposed to be used for curriculum.
Oh,
that's a state.
Oh, Mr. Dodaro, I have to tell you, in Illinois, they received $5.1 billion at an elementary school there that used it for equity and diversity. So it's being used for these things. Mr. Dodaro,
An elementary school got $5.1 billion to use for teaching white kids that their skin was not equal to black skin. Like that must have been a lot of paint swatches.
Oh, she said billion. I have
I misheard that. Oh my God.
She was referring to the fact that Illinois received more than $5 billion for their schools in one of the rounds of federal funding from the emergency funds during COVID as a part of their reopening plan. And what she basically did was, I think she document searched Control F diversity, and in that reopening plan they made a mention of equity and diversity. So
she said that one school got $5.1 billion?
No, the state of Illinois got $5 billion to reopen.
She said, I didn't hear billion at first, but then because I heard her say one school.
She was like, Gene, I got news for you.
Yeah.
This one school got $5.5 billion from your agency to read Kimberly Crenshaw to students.
I think we can all agree that the White Kids Left Behind program is expensive, but it's delivering the results that we've always wanted as a, communist collective.
I mean, it's investment in our kids, but only the right kids.
Can we just hear what she said there again? I just got to hear it.
Yeah.
Like kids are the wrong kids.
Bradley's pulling it up. I just want to say, though, her emphasis on COVID funding when she had like nearly $200,000 in PPP loans forgiven herself. If she's really focused on COVID waste and abuse, she should start with herself. But let's see this again.
Used for curriculum.
Oh,
that's a state.
Oh, Mr. Dodaro, I have to tell you, in Illinois, they received $5.1 billion at an elementary school there that used it for equity and diversity. So she
did say that.
She did.
Dodaro, can you?
She did.
At one elementary school.
Damn, that elementary school better have like pools and slides and everything for those kids. I want to make sure, but of course only for the non-white kids. That's the stipulation that we have to put.
I like how she chuckles derisively at the Comptroller, like when he's just like, we don't use money for that reason, like like the head accountant, and she's like, oh well, yeah,
I've got news for you.
It's so sweet you think that.
She asked another question of Gene Dodaro as well, which he similarly was kind of confused about.
Yeah, her condescension while knowing nothing is just something else.
Dodaro, can you tell me how much money was given to Drag Queen Story Hour?
God.
I'm sorry, can you repeat that?
Drag Queen
You must think it's on punk.
where men dress up as women and read confusing books to children.
At first, I thought you said dry clean. So, I'm sorry. No, I don't know the answer to either one of those two.
Oh, we need to look into this, and I urge you to do that. Bradbury Sullivan LGBT Community Center in Pennsylvania received $16,000 for drag queen story time from COVID cash. I think this is an issue that needs to be looked into. A lot of this money went to things that it should have never gone to, and I thank you so much, and I yield back the remainder of my time.
The gentlelady's time has expired. The chair.
Yeah.
Queen story hour got those black kids got way more money.
The $185,000+ that Marjorie Taylor Greene received in PPP money during the COVID lockdowns. Where did that go? I heard even from reporting, I heard some of that money even went to funding her campaign, which would certainly be a misuse of funds, I believe. Someone should look into all of that. I would much rather have the $16,000 go to the library as it sees fit than for $185,000 to go to one politician for use cases that I don't think anyone really understands.
Oh, well, she's a small business unto herself. What she was referring to was the Pennsylvania Humanities Council giving $16,000 from the American Rescue Plan to fund the community center, the Bradbury Sullivan LGBT Community Center in Allentown, and they sometimes have drag queen story hour.
It was like
confusing.
$16,000 to an actual entire program, and not just to what she's claiming. Yes, she's such a liar. Like just right there in Congress, right there talking and just lying there.
Yeah, and the reason that she was not on committees, I just want to put that out there because Ilhan Omar was just stripped of her committee assignments, was because she was spreading QAnon conspiracy theories. She was said that the California wildfires were started by Jewish space lasers. As Kevin McCarthy says that the reasoning behind stripping Ilhan Omar of her committee assignments was anti-Semitism. I just want to remind you of that.
There's nothing anti-Semitic about acknowledging the direct energy weapon capabilities of Israel. I think that's just admiring their might.
She would never have said Israel. She says just the Jews generally. I mean, Israel.
Okay, well, that's worse.
Israel is just in her eyes, and Ilhan Omar's critique of Israel is anti-Semitic. That's like that's the topsy-turvy world of Republicans.
I love when he says, like, I thought you said dry cleaning story hour, and I was just like, what?
He was like, excuse me?
Yeah.
What did you say? Dry
cleaning? Oh.
I'm not convinced she knows what a controller does.
No. Me neither.
Have you checked your books about this? And he's like, yeah, I don't think we cut any checks for specifically drag queen story. Yeah, this is $3,000 for one drag queen story hour.
Yeah.
It's for I don't see a line item.
I have this earmarked specifically in my drag queen story hour folder.